A few moments ago, I was sitting here at my computer and doing the usual stuff, answering comments and checking the news and all the stuff that I normally do first thing in the morning. And right above my computer monitor is my surveillance monitor. And I noticed in my, you might say, peripheral vision that there was movement in one of the screens. So I looked up to see what it was, and it was one of my neighbors out for a walk. And then I'm sort of noticing it looks like it's what you might call clear and cold. How cold? Well, I took a look at my thermometer. Minus 21. Well, at least it's nice and warm in here. Let's get to the model table. Yes, it is nice and warm here at the model table. Now, the reason I've got Andy's photo etch bender out here is to remind you of something that Andy told me in a comment last night, and it has to do with those flash suppressors or flash guards or whatever they call them on the ends of the barrels. Well, you'll see it in this picture that I put up. And if someone had asked me a year ago, what are those things, I would have thought, well, probably to, so it would throw the sound of the bang or concussion or whatever away from the gunner. I never thought in terms of that they were a flash that could, make it difficult to see the incoming aircraft or whatever it was that he was trying to shoot. So anyway, those cone-shaped things on the end of the barrels were to suppress the flash for the gunner. Now it all makes sense. I better have another sip of coffee here. Now, yesterday afternoon when I was doing my final edit, which included when I was painting the tops of these little boxes here, and when I was seeing how badly I was pooling the paint on the tops of the boxes, I just knew I was going to be getting comments. And I also remember saying that we'll stick on the super macro and take a nice close look. Well, let's just take a nice close look at the tops of these boxes that I was pooling the paint so badly on, and just see how badly did we obliterate the detail, like the hinges and the latches and stuff like that on these boxes. We'll stick on our super macro here and just have a nice close look and just see what happened. Let's just see if it is really as bad as it looked. Now, as long as I have this little piece in my helping hands, and I plan on using the helping hands to hold the little parts, like the little boxes at just the right angle, we'll look at this little thing that we glued up yesterday. I think I said we'll take a close look with the super macro. Now, you can see here the bristles on my little brush. Okay, this is my little paintbrush. Give you an idea of the magnification we've got going on here. Now, my regular macro lens goes 1:1. This one goes 5:1. Now, in order to get the little box more or less all in, I had to back it off. I'm guessing I'm probably down to maybe 3.5, 4:1, something like that. Anyway, this is the little brush that I was using yesterday to paint this box. I hope you can understand why it is that it was so easy to, put too much on. Now, I could use the smaller brush, but as you can see, the detailing, as I said yesterday, the paint sort of shrink wraps itself around the detail as it dries. Is it as good as if I was to use the airbrush? No, of course not. But it's not all that bad. I don't think it's as bad as you thought it was going to be. We'll take a look at the other one now. And here's the little paintbrush. maximum power on the little box. Okay, obviously today's episode is likely not going to have too much about model making in it. However, if you remember yesterday, I was talking about an idea I had that in order to keep from getting paint all around the rim of your jar once you've used it a time or two, and that is that when you take the lid off, you keep it, you hold it horizontal like this. You don't turn it at all, not even just to look at it. You keep it, take it off, and keep it face down. And then when you take and put it back on, the idea is that the paint should not have run its way up into the top there, where this rim goes. Like I know this thing is kind of cup shaped. Probably you can't see it, but I know that some of the paint. Let me get something to point here with. Mr. T's pointing device. Okay, like some of the paint will run this way, and some of it will run the other way and down in where you don't want it. Okay, so I was thinking, does that actually work? And I mentioned to one of the viewers that, well, maybe we'll do a test today. Well, instead of fiddling around with plastic parts, let's do the test. I think I've got enough battery left in my camera. It should run for a few minutes here. Okay, so I'm just going to take this NATO black here, and I did shake it already, and we'll sacrifice a pipette. And let's be careful not to get any on the rim. All we need to do is just get enough in there that we know when we turn it upside down, the paint's going to run up into the seal. Okay. Now, very carefully take that out of there. Okay, put this back on. Yeah, you see the way it's kind of along the top here where you don't want it? So why did I turn that lid the other way then? Okay, now let's concentrate, Ron. You want to keep the lid this way. And this is a whole new learning curve. So we'll tighten it down. Okay. Now, all right. So now let's have a look-see if this is going to actually work. Now, when I take it off now, I want to remember, use my piece of cardboard here, that this is actually just a measuring thing. I know that if I have my 120 millimeter zoom lens on, the closest I can focus is from here to here. And if I have the lens that's on right now, I know that the closest I can focus is about like that. Anyway, more information than you need, right? That's what this cardboard's all about. Now, remember, Ron, don't tilt the lid. Now, we've got a bubble going on there. I wasn't expecting that. Now, let's see if this is going to work. I am seeing paint, though, along the edge there. So maybe, oh, I tilted a little bit. Now, is this going to work? I don't think so. You know what? I think in theory it was going to work, but in reality it's not. I'm still getting paint there. Okay, remember what I said yesterday about I have an idea to keep from getting paint? Well, at least the paint won't go up into the threads as bad. I was going to say don't listen to that idea, but you know what? I think that I do believe that this should actually work here. Now, of course, you're going to have to keep everything level when you're unscrewing it, like I am right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it does work. If I could just figure out an idea for not having a bubble. Let's try it a third time. Maybe it does work. Wouldn't that be nice? Be nice to be right about something for a change. Okay. Now, loosen it here. Keep it flat. And battery, please don't give out on me. Okay, this mark is from before when I rolled my finger over the edge. Okay, you know what? It does work. Okay. All right. Well, forgot. All right, I'm going to pour this back later. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow, and maybe we'll actually do something on the model.